All right, traders, big shout out to all my night owls rocking with me, preparing to crush the markets tomorrow and getting ready to learn this unique price action analysis. Within this video, I'm going to be explaining to you and recapping the trades. I ended up playing puts 3 times today. Each trade was a win, and the best alert was when SPY hit $401.50 towards that key 11:30 a.m. mark. Literally at the peak, I alerted puts, and we had members absolutely crush it within that trade. I'm going to be recapping the trades. I'm going to be recapping the analysis. I'm going to be showing you how we were able to crush the SPY today. I'm also going to be giving you the trading plan, my current trading plan, my current key levels heading into tomorrow, along with the top stocks that I'm going to be watching tomorrow, which is going to be FSLR, AMLX, and then of course the SPY. So let's get straight into it. So in terms of the pre-market analysis that I sent out within Trader Society, I clearly stated at 9:16 a.m. that $401.30 is the best level for puts. I decided to buy puts slightly lower at $400.50, and I alerted that within the SPY and SPX floor. I'm always scalping and trading live there, and I'm going to explain to you why I decided to go with a lower level, which ended up being the literal top at the time before SPY had the big sell-off, right? And then we had also stated in last night's video, if you see the SPY go under the previous closing price and react as a resistance level, like it did here, and then it formed a lower high, turning the support into resistance, you're going to want to play puts and ride it back down to that key level. If you listen to yesterday's video, I said we will likely see a bounce, as I had stated in the written watch list as well, at $394. The main support zone is 390. We will likely see a nice recovery bounce off of 394, which is literally what ended up happening. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to trade puts on the SPY into this pre-market 8:30 a.m. pre-market trade, but the strategy did end up working out in the pre-market as well, and not only at that key $400 level that I've given you. So I'm going to explain to you and I'm going to walk you through the strategies, because I'm telling you, in terms of my levels and what I'm putting out, it just doesn't get better than this. I'm going to give you the best levels, and I'm always going to update you with the new best levels. So we're going to be breaking that down, right? So let's kind of get straight into the overall analysis. So first things first, let's kind of break down what happened, right? So the SPY, it went under the previous closing price, which is bearish. Therefore, it's going to sell back off in terms of where's the potential bounce going to be, where's the potential bottom going to be. How did I come up with that 394 level? Well, I had identified that the SPY topped out right here at 394 and had a major pullback. And you can see it did the same thing right here. It topped out at 394, but it didn't have as big as a pullback. But that 394 key resistance right here, that's a key level with big downside potential. So if the SPY breaks above that level and turns it into a support level like it did right here and like it did right here, instead of that big downside move it had last time, it's going to have a big upside move. Now, one key thing that I'm going to tell you is the first time when SPY has an overreaction, the first time it retests a key level, it's likely going to have a reversal. So what do I mean by that? Well, you can see right here, 394, major resistance, big sell-off. This is the time where it had a breakout and reacted as support. So instead of the big sell-off, it does the inverse. It has a big move to the upside. Now, what I'm telling you is if the SPY can quickly crash back to that 394, which was previous resistance, it will likely bounce. And that is exactly what happened. So remember, the first time it has that reaction, so you can see right here, when previous resistance reacts to support, that is bullish. And then it has the big move to the upside instead of the big move to the downside. And what I'm telling you is if it has another big crash to the downside and quickly sells off back to 394, we will likely bounce. And the same thing that I'm saying works on the inverse, which is why I told you guys $401.30. The reason why I said that and how I came up with that level was, again, by studying the overreactions. I'm looking at your previous support right here in this key resistance at $400.40 in 401.40. Massive sell-off very, very quickly. If SPY has an overreaction and touches that key level for pretty much the first time and it rejects, you will start to see another sell-off. And that is exactly what occurred. Now, in terms of alerting this in real time, why did I decide to alert puts at $400.50 today within the SPY floor? One, it was an overreaction to the upside. We went from 394 and the overreaction on the downside part worked for the reversal. So if we can get a big move to the upside now, we will likely see a nice little pullback. You see how these overreactions are working on the first retest? That's the name of the game, the first retest, the overreaction reversals. Now, in terms of confirming, why did I decide to go at $400.50 instead of the best level at $401.30? What made me go with a slightly lower price? This is the reason why. I identified a trend along with this overreaction reversal strategy that I'm speaking about, and this was the trend that I had spotted on the SPY. I was looking at SPY yesterday, and I'm saying, wow, this bottomed very early in the pre-market, bottomed very, very early in the pre-market, and then it just kept on skyrocketing. When was the first pullback? The first nice pullback was at 11:30 a.m., where the SPY topped out towards this 394.46 and had a very nice sell-off to 392.85. If you were to buy puts towards the peak there, you would have made a very lucrative trading return within less than 30 minutes, right? So my idea was, what is SPY doing? It's having an overreaction to the upside. And I'm telling myself, if we start to see some trend reversal candlesticks, this right here, this is a trend reversal candlestick, and then it follows up with a nice red candle in the middle, right? If we start to see a trend reversal candlestick towards 11:30 a.m. or towards 12 p.m., towards this key 11 to 12 p.m. time frame where the SPY started topping out yesterday, prior to having that big move to the upside, and you can see right here, big move to the upside. Where did SPY start topping out? Right here. This is how I was able to confirm it. This right here, this is an overall weak candle right here. It's at our best resistance level possible on the 30-minute, and this was at 11 a.m. So I'm thinking to myself, SPY literally topped out towards 11 a.m. yesterday. If you look right here, this was literally the highs of the day yesterday. It was exactly at 11 a.m. on this 30-minute candle, right in between that 30-minute candle. And then for the next hour, it sold off. And you could see the same exact thing happened in a sense. So I'm looking at this 30-minute candle at 11 a.m. and I'm telling myself, this isn't a bullish candlestick. This is a nice little wick here. We are towards major resistance at $400. This is a massive overreaction to the upside. In 2 days, it went from 388 to 401. We are likely going to see a pullback at this level, right? So I was able to confirm that history was going to repeat itself by looking at yesterday's 30-minute chart. And that's how I was able to get an idea of this time frame. I was studying the chart. I was saying, wow, it topped out 11 a.m. If we start to see some sort of trend reversal candlesticks on the 5-minute, some bearish candlesticks, some double tops on the 30-minute, like it did. This is not a bullish candlestick at resistance. Does this look bullish, this top wick? And does this look bullish, this red candle at resistance? No. And then SPY sold off, just like it did yesterday, and it bottomed out past that 12 p.m. mark. If you look at what literally happened, it was the same thing as yesterday. Right here, SPY tops at 11 a.m., and then it bottoms at 12 p.m. Look what happened today. The same exact thing. Tops out at 11 a.m., and then it bottoms at 12 p.m. History repeated itself, and then the SPY recovered, just like it did yesterday from that sell-off. And in terms of the theory, big shout out to Salty Dog within the SPY floor, who alerted this theory and gave this analysis 2 days in advance. Big shout out to him. And we went over this theory within the video last night. One of the theories for the SPY was we go under the previous closing price, it bottoms towards 394 or slightly lower at 393, 392.50, then it recovers and pushes for those new highs to 401.30. That's why I was saying 401.30 is going to be that best price for puts. And that pattern repeated itself, right? If you were looking at that pattern that we were referring to in yesterday's video, you have this red candle, you have this red candle, nice big green candle, nice big green candle. What happens the next day? The next day it goes under the previous closing price and it recovers and closes at the highs. What happens on the third day today? Same thing. It went under the previous closing price and it recovered at the highs. Isn't it crazy how all of these theories, how I'm catching history and it's repeating itself to a T? Imagine if you had a strategy where you can align yourself with this history repeating itself and you can confirm it by using candlesticks, by studying key support and resistance, by studying key time frames of, okay, the stock is known for having a pullback around this time frame. If I see the candlesticks that I'm looking for around this time frame, then I'm going to put my odds in my favor saying that history is going to repeat itself and base my trade off of that. It is working insanely crazy. You just got to have that ability to go back throughout the chart history and to identify these trends and catch these trends in real time. And, as time goes on, you're going to start to see as the time goes on, in terms of market open and as a couple hours go by, as time goes on, you'll start to see if you're aware of a lot of patterns and you also have a photogenic memory, you'll start to see like, wow, this is kind of doing the same thing it was doing at this time on this specific day. Or, oh, I remember this pattern and I remember what it did on this overreaction. I'm going to play that based off what happened last time. And you'll start to see it's working. It's working very, very, very good if you're playing it at the best levels with overreactions. I mean, that's the key, these nice overreaction reversal levels. I had even clearly stated right here, this was also key. This was at, let me scroll down to this. So right here at 10:37 a.m., I had stated, and I even stated earlier on towards market open at like 9:50 a.m. I said, this is looking really bullish. It looks like SPY wants to fill the gap. I had puts at open. I sold within 1 minute. It made a 20% return. That was the first trade. And anyways, I clearly had stated, the bulls are showing plenty of strength at the previous closing price. They broke above it. They turned into support, which is extremely bullish. We will likely see $401.30 today. And I stated that at 10:37 a.m. So, yeah, and it bounced off the 394 level. I mean, the price action analysis was extremely on point. And then this was the key. I prepared members at 11:02 a.m. Look at how sharp I am in terms of this history repeating itself. If you are looking for a pullback to scalp puts, try 401.30 to 401.50. And then I explained to members why I went with the slightly lower level. I alerted that in real time my trade within the SPY floor, and I gave them my analysis. But this trade idea was perfect. And yesterday SPY had a nice pullback towards 11:30 a.m. We are also approaching that key 401 resistance. We will likely see a pullback then. Just to understand the overall trend was bullish, which it was as it closed strong at the highs for the day. But that was a phenomenal scalping opportunity that I alerted, and I confirmed it with the 30-minute chart, using 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. time frame of yesterday, using the key previous support overreaction, that 401.30 level resistance right here, and also the 5-minute chart. You have to ask yourself, does this look bullish? It's just sitting on this 5-minute chart right here. You can visually see the SPY is literally just sitting towards the top, forming trend reversal candlesticks, forming lower highs. Does this look bullish? Now it's forming more lower highs, turning previous points of resistance. No, this looks absolutely bearish at that key time. Very nice triple top right here. Top right here, top right here, top right here. I alerted the puts literally right here towards this 11:26 a.m. at $400.50, right? And then I told people, it had a small pullback, and I told people we're likely going to bounce right here. So I'm going to take my profits for a scalp, made 8%. And then I told them we get that rip back up, then get back in on puts. But overall, if you want to hold, this is something where, you can hold it for a little bit, because I was anticipating that the crash would last to about at least 11:45 to 12 p.m. Last time it lasted till 12 p.m. And it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But yeah, I should have gotten back in, man. I did miss out, but I gave the perfect analysis. People played the analysis and they played it wisely. Big shout out to Ricky. He made 146% return within the SPY floor. He recently joined the program. Big shout out to him, man. He's absolutely crushing it. He's becoming very active in the chat. And I really appreciate what he's doing within the chat. So big shout out to him, man. Absolutely insane, man. $4,000, 10 times the cost of Trader Society today. Absolutely killing it, man. He made 140% on puts, I believe. And we got a lot of members killing it as well. It's just absolutely crazy, man. I mean, in terms of since August 26th to September 8th, the portfolio is up over 750%. Like, it's just insane what you can do with a margin account trading the SPY. It truly is unbelievable. There's nothing like it. I'm devoting my entire career and life to the SPY. That's literally, in terms of the stock market, I'm all in and I'm all laser focused on the SPY. But I hope that gives you some insight on how I was able to determine the crash. And then in terms of getting back in, this was my opportunity to get back in. I was a little hesitant and I just didn't get back in. It sold off so hard and I just decided not to get back in. But my overall thesis was really accurate. It did rip back up. I did the right thing, but I didn't get back in. And I'm telling you, man, one thing in advance is you have to have the true understanding of the play. This is at the best resistance level possible. This is something where you want to hold for a little bit. You don't want to nickel and dime it. If you're seeing confirmations and it's just looking extremely bearish and it's just not looking good, then maybe get a slightly lower entry and then jump back in. I was trying to play it near perfect and I missed my opportunity to get back in at the near perfect price because I hesitated. It crashed too quickly. And then I just kind of sat on the sidelines from there. But overall, this was a phenomenal day. The portfolio had an amazing day today. despite selling so soon. I had 3 nice trades on puts. And then even into the close, I was bullish. I was telling people right around here at this 3:20 p.m., right here towards 3:20 p.m., I told them, within time, this is going to spike. SPY's going to spike. It's going to try to get those new highs. And it did. So that's my thought. That's my thought analysis. That's kind of the strategy in a sense. That's what to look for on the SPY. Now, in terms of, let's talk about tomorrow, right? So what are the key levels for tomorrow? This is what I want you to understand in terms of the SPY, right? 2 possibilities. We either close strong at the highs and it's a decent green day, not the biggest green day, or it's a gap up play and this just gets absolutely crushed tomorrow. That's how I see it. We either have a decent middle green day where it closes somewhat strong, but it's not the biggest green day, or it just gaps up and it just gets absolutely crushed and closes weak at the lows. Those are the 2 possibilities that I'm seeing for tomorrow. Based off of how the overall chart looks, this does look bullish. But like I said, there's 2 possibilities for tomorrow. So I'm going to show you what to look for to determine those possibilities. Also, Friday is a key day for SPY, man. There's been plenty of Fridays where SPY sells off. I want to bring some awareness to that. In terms of future hours trading session, we are going up a little bit. So this is what I want to bring awareness to. Your key level for tomorrow is going to be $400.38. If you see the SPY crack $400.38, it cracks, it reacts as a resistance, it's forming lower highs, I want you to scalp the puts. We should have a nice pullback if that occurs. I want you to scalp the puts in terms of targets and what to aim for. This is what I would say in terms of targets. I would say 398 to I would say 397.78. That's what I would say. The previous closing price for today, that would be the overall target. This 398 to 397.80. If it holds 397.80, it is still bullish. If it cracks 397.80, then it sells off hard to 394. So this is what you need to understand. If we crack below 438, scalp the puts, play the puts, start locking in gains towards this 398 level. Then in terms of the middle level, your middle level is going to be 397.78. If it holds, reacts bullish, SPY is going to pump back up. If it cracks, reacts as a resistance, super bearish move to 394, right? So that's what I want you to understand in terms of key levels and locking in gains. Now, let's talk some upside potential. If the SPY maintains above this $400.38 level, if it maintains above $400.70, that's very overall bullish. What is going to be the best level for puts? What is going to be the absolute best level for puts in terms of resistance, not key breakdown below this previous closing price going from green to red? What would be the best price in terms of, say it stays green, in terms of resistance, right? What would be the absolute best price? I'm going to give you 2 levels, but this would be the best one. Your best one would be right here, $405.30. 405.30, that would be the best level. Another level would be 404, but I don't think that's good enough. This is the level. This is where we should see a nice little micro pullback. Look at this. $405.25, previous support, reacts as a resistance again, and it's resistance at 405.80. So this 405 level, this 405 to 405.80 zone, really 405, that's where we should see a nice little pullback to scalp puts, right? So if $400 is holding up, we will be on track for a pump. The pump will be till 404 to this 405 to 405.80 zone. The best level for puts from there would be 405 to 405.80, right? One thing that I want you to understand is right now we are gapping up, and I want you to understand there is that possibility where if this does gap up, it will be the greatest opportunity for put options. But Will, how do we confirm that? The main way to confirm that, if it's going to be the greatest, you're not going to get the best entry doing this, but this is how you confirm it, and it'll be a really good entry. If the SPY gaps up tomorrow, then in terms of your best entry possible, it's that 404 to 405. That's where I would literally just play puts if it gapped up tomorrow. Now, in terms of confirmation in the lower level, and this is key, say we don't go to 404 or 405, right? This is speaking for the morning. If it goes green to red, play puts once it goes red. Once you see it go under 438, reacts to strong resistance, then you're going to want to look to play puts. If you want to get a slightly better entry and get in slightly before the best confirmation, that's fine. Just understand your risk would be 401.70. Then you would look to get in right here towards $400.82. You just have to understand that it's not bearish until it goes red. So another thing to think about is, okay, if it cracks this, if it looks bearish at $400.70, I'm going to try to take a starting position, or I'm going to try to scalp puts with a smaller size. And my target will be 438, right? Actually, no, yeah, that's just too close. Let's just keep it 438. Yeah, let's just stick with that. So $400.38. That's the game plan. Cracks below $400.38, goes red, reacts as a resistance, play the puts. That's if the SPY gaps up. Now, if it's higher at the time, then just go with 405 to 404. But if it's lower at the time, like right now, it's lower in the extended hours trading session, then just wait for it to go green to red. But if it's just gapping up and rocketing tomorrow, 404 to 405, and that still sticks, even if it doesn't gap up or rocket tomorrow, just hit rockets on later on, then that 405 level is still relevant. So that's the plan. That's the analysis. That's how I'm planning to literally crush the SPY tomorrow. And that's what you need to be aware of in terms of those two possibilities. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts. That's my overall analysis. I gave you the two possibilities, and I know exactly how I'm planning to play those two possibilities, and I will know exactly how to identify them and what reactions to look for tomorrow. I'm going to absolutely crush it. We are absolutely going to crush it tomorrow within Trader Society. We're at the best levels possible. It's make or break. It's going to be a phenomenal trading opportunity. We got Friday expirations with the SPY, and we got the best team trading the SPY, and Fridays are known for being my best days. So this is literally the best time to join Trader Society. So like I said, man, if you're looking for a serious group who is really crushing it and who is devoted to killing it with the SPY and the SPX, this is what I'm literally devoting all my time to. This would be the right place for you. I would join Trader Society. It's the first link down below in the description. All of the information is explained there. You can watch the video and then you can read all the information. Everything is explained. And in terms of what you get, it's all explained on the page. It's lifetime access. You get a one-time fee. You get networking opportunities, access to Discord, access to all my real-time trade alerts, entries, and exits, access to my watch list and stock analysis, access to the networking opportunities and the people in here where you can add them as friends, send them as DMs, network with the people in here. We've got a great team in here, and we're really devoted to the SPY. I'm telling you, in terms of one thing to master, it is to master the SPY. The richest traders in the world, they're trading the SPY. That's one of the main things that they're trading. In terms of predictability, in terms of the strategies that I teach, in terms of my past decade experience in the stock market, I have tried just about everything, and I'm telling you, there is nothing better than the SPY. Once you get to learn it, you will love it. At first, I hated SPY, and at times I gave up on the SPY, but it really took me about 1 year to just give it my all, and when it clicks, and you really start to become better and better each day, especially when you're surrounded by the right people who are pointing key things out at key times, sharing their strategies, sharing their price action analysis, and also around the right education and the right environment to trade SPY in. But I'm telling you, just you solely being self-educated as well and devoting your time to SPY will reap benefits in the long run. Once it clicks, it only goes up from there. You just have to understand risk management, position side from there, and you'll be good, as long with psychology of trading. So if you do want to join the group, it's the first link down below in the description. In terms of other stocks that I'm looking at, this FSLR, the stock has been on a tear, just pushing. It's just pushing these new all-time highs, it appears. These new all-time highs. Oh no, these aren't new all-time highs. It's been on quite the tear. This is a trend reversal candlestick. Once it has the first red day, I'll look to scalp puts, right? Just a quick scalp, nothing too crazy. It has to have the first red day. That's what I'm looking at on that one. In terms of this stock, this is bearish, and I'm saving truly one of the best ones for last. It looks decent. I like it. I think puts are going to print tomorrow. Remember the strategy I taught you guys that I used on Walmart. Find a stock that gaps up. Once it goes below the low of day, it's going to start to get crushed and fill the gap. So what I'm telling you is, once we go under the closing price, it literally closed week at the lows, 27.03, there is no support. Look at this. There is no support. All we got to do is crack 27.03. It's up now a little bit in extended hours, which is understandable. It just had a massive sell-off from 35 all the way down to 27. What I'm telling you is to wait. I'm telling you to wait. Once you see it crack 27 and react as a resistance, whether that happens tomorrow, whether that happens next week, whenever it's going to happen, the point is it will happen at some point in time, and it's likely going to be sooner than later based off this bearish candlestick on the daily. This will have a nice pullback, and it will start to fill the gap below. Take profits along the way. Don't write it down too far. Just take some profits, get in, get out, drops $1, drops $2, start locking in gains. That's what I'm telling you. It must crack 27 and react as a resistance. The max risk on that would be $28 to $27.75. If 27 reacts as support, it's bullish. If 27 breaks down and reacts as a resistance, it's bearish, and it will start to fill the gap below. That's what I want you to know about this AMLX. I'm really liking the setup. One thing I dislike about this one is the strikes. The strike would be 2 points out of the money. That's what I dislike about it. I like playing strikes. If I'm buying puts on a $27 key breakdown, then the strike I'm going with is a $27 strike. I stay at the money, barely out of the money. That's what I do. In terms of this stock, the closest strike would be $25. That's what I dislike about it. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough play. So if you play that, I would go small and just understand the risk involves. But I am interested in that as well. Just know what I do best and what works best in general is the SPY, and I'm going to absolutely crush it on the SPY. If you want to be a part of Trader Society, it's the first link down below in the description. I'm looking forward to working with you guys. Now is the best time to invest into your education, and now is the best time to really get started to dedicating your trading career to the SPY. I'm telling you, I've tried everything. I've tried, I was in groups with like pump and dumps and stuff like that. I was with small caps, shorting small caps. I was trading options. Once I realized there was no money in small caps and there was no money in, shorting small caps with these crazy hard to borrow fees, and the richest people aren't trading small caps and penny stocks and pumping and all that stuff. I realized the best thing I could do is trading options. That's the name of the game. And I started trading all these stocks with options. And then I realized the best thing you could do is to put all of your time and focus and energy into one thing. And in terms of what I'm optimizing for, that one thing is the SPY, not just because it has the most liquidity and that's what all the rich traders and wealthy traders are trading, but it's just the price action, the feel of it, the price action, the opportunities. I have this connection with the SPY where it works very, very well with me. And I don't have that connection with other stocks. I'm sure if I dedicated a lot of time to other stocks, I would develop a connection like that. But in terms of true mastery, I am looking to truly master the SPY. That is what I'm looking to do. That is my goal. That is my mission in terms of the stock market right now. It is to master options trading with the SPY. That is my main mission right now. I've experimented with everything. I've tried, penny stocks and buying them. I've tried buying and holding. I've tried shorting small cap stocks. I've tried everything. And then I switched over to options because I realized options are way more lucrative and they're way better than trading smaller cap stocks. And then I realized the best way to trade options is with the SPY. So this is where I'm at right now. And then as time goes on, my career will progress and it will continue to get better. But as of now, my number one focus is mastering the price action of the SPY and mastering the options trading opportunities that SPY has to offer every single day. With that being said, I'm going to be closing out this video. I will see you guys tomorrow within Trader Society, and we're going to absolutely crush it. If you would like to join, it's the first link down below in the description.